Ready to go!
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to yet again another show. It's Friday today here in Brisbane, Australia, which means that we are on volume day, which is always a kind of cool day because it is the day that we change vectors. Now, we had a big week this week with the 84 kilo 1 rep max happening on the shoulder roll. But very interestingly, today, guys, we'll be going back to a vector, and I feel like we're going to start to see harder gains because of it. But we're going back to a vector. We're finally repeating one of the vectors that is more something I've been doing for a long time. The shoulder roll, all those new ones that I did with Todd, there were a lot of just efficiency gains and a lot of gains to come on those on the back of being really sore when Todd was here. But this vector today, we're going with a high attachment perpendicular table with the 2 and 7/8 inch wrist wrench. So this is like one of the foundation strengths. I believe this vector is actually the vector that Todd has done most in his life out of any vector that there is. And 60 kilos was my 1 rep max on this one. So it's a pretty solid 1 rep max. 60 kilos, I'm pretty happy with it. But it's going to be interesting to see how high I can push it. I know Todd's all-time record on any vector is 77 kilos. He doesn't have a press, so I've already kind of beaten him in that sense, but he's done it with a wrist wrench. So I'm really hunting that magical number of 77 kilos on the wrist wrench. But it's that would be from a parallel setup, not a perpendicular setup. So anyway, we're chasing big numbers, but today it is volume day, so we're just doing a 6x6 routine with probably like 70% of my previous 1 rep max, and then the rest of the program will be nice and standard. All right, guys, let's do it. Alright guys, so here is the setup that I mentioned. We've got the high attachment, we've got a perpendicular table, and we've got the wrist wrench for this one. So this is like the foundation of arm wrestling. The wrist wrench is opening up your hand, and it's a combination of side pressure and back pressure with a diagonal vector really being the key. So my previous record, 1 rep max, 60 kilos. So let's just do some quick calculations. Let's go today. I'm going to go with about 42, which is 70% of my previous 1 rep max. Alright, let's do it. Alright, we're going to do a bit of a warm up first to give you guys an idea of how much I'm warming up with. Let's just put the crane scale on. And so the rules for the wrist wrench, I don't put my hand through there. Okay, that's not what Todd wants me doing. We roll it up with the strap side on the fingertip side, and I like to roll it up so I keep it at the same time. I use this as a guide. I roll it up so my fingertips are just short of touching. Oh, I'm a little tender today. What we got? 26.6 kilos. Whoa, definitely tender. That 84 kilo press. Nothing was injured, but it's tender. I might actually drop some weight and get some decent volume in this, because even 26 right now is feeling achy. So I'm going to be repping with 42, so I need to do a solid warm up. Yeah, that's better. That feels more like a warm-up. The other one felt like a working set. Alright, just continuing the warm up. I've gone back now to the 26 kilos, which is where it started. At first, when I picked this up, it felt really rough. Now it's starting to feel more smooth. Getting warmed up. This might be heavy for my left. I actually don't know what my left 1 rep max is on this. It's one of those ones I skipped in the past, but anyway. Alright, Gonna go up to the 42. Let's see if we can do 6 sets of 6. All right. All right, crane scale says 46 kilos, so a little bit more than the 42, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to attempt to do this both left and right. My right's going to be able to handle it, I know that. I have no idea if my left can even do this much at all, like for 1 rep. But Todd has said to me, wherever possible, he'd prefer me to use the same weight on my left arm as I do on my right. If I just do less reps, that's fine. He'd prefer me to use the same weight if possible, rather than having to drop to do sets. My left's never going to catch my right, but anyway, for the sake, I don't know, for the sake of working out, for the sake of trying to bridge the gap as much as possible, we're going to do that. So anyway, 46 kilos now, 2 7/8 inch wrist wrench. Let the working sets begin. There's no way my left's gonna do that. No way. Nope. Alright, so I'm gonna have to drop weight for left. That was hard. Straight up tell you that was hard. 46 kilos for 6 sets of 6. I got it done, but early sets there was a lot of pain in that forearm flexor connection down into the elbow. It's pretty hard work on your hand and wrist, this thing. This is really peeling you open. So your hand and wrist has got to be really rock solid. Yeah, what can I say? It was tough. It was tough. I think, as I was saying in the intro, this is going to be the first time that 1 rep max day come next Wednesday is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge to beat 60. I've had good conditions in all my 1 rep maxes so far. I've had it easy. It's been easy to make gains because I was so junior in all the lifts. But this 60 kilo that I did a few weeks ago was pretty solid. So this week, when I get to it, it's going to be a real test. Anyway, judging by how that felt, the hard gains have begun. Alright guys, we've dropped it down to a much more sensible weight for my left because it was just never going to handle it before. So we've got 28 kilos on there, 6 sets of 6. Alright guys, you see there, I knocked that left hand one a lot quicker, a lot quicker than I did the right. I think relative to my 1 rep max, this was a lighter percentage with 28 kilos on there. That's enough. My left still feels like it's in a very early conditioning phase. It's very easy for my tendons that connect all the flexors into the elbow to really blow up on the left. I feel like I have a lack of hand strength on my left. My arm strength is okay, but my left hand is really still in the amateur zone. It's nowhere near pro level, my left hand. But anyway, it's done, and the ball's rolling forward still. Yeah, volume day. That's the vector done for volume. From here, it's just rounded out with my regular superset and my bobbly weights, and that's the session done. So, all right, on to my superset. All right, guys, superset time. Usual weight is on. Usual setup. You guys know the drill. Ready, go. Alright guys, I don't know if you could tell by the look on my face during that time lapse, but that was tough. It was a very tough version of the superset. I increased my reps on all the movements. I did sets of 70 on the wrist curls, sets of 35 on the reverse wrist curls, and sets of 25 on the wrist thrice. Yeah, I had to get all kinds of crazy serious in my headspace then to be able to survive that. My lactic acid threshold was at its limit, to say the least, and it was tough but enjoyable at the same time. So from here, guys, there's going to be bobbly weights, and you may have noticed sitting on the table pegs these new cone grips from conegrip.com. The same guys that make the wrist ball on that, they sent this out to me, want me to trial it out. So I'm going to give it a trial and use it for the bobbly weights. Should make things more challenging, see what the reps are with these bad boys on there compared to the normal bar. But yeah, good session. Alrighty guys, we've got the cone grips on. I never done this before, so we'll see how they feel, see if they affect the amount of reps. Last time I did 3 sets of 55 with the wide, medium, and close. Yeah, I've orientated them so that the thickest part of the cone grip is on my pinky, which is kind of like being in an arm wrestle. People open up your pinkies generally before they open up your index finger. So let's see how it feels. Alright, first impression of that, I think it was slightly harder. It was slightly more comfortable on my hands. Downside was I could feel the right grip sliding in on me. It doesn't fit tightly on my Olympic bar. Kind of wants to slide a little bit, but anyway, that's a minor issue. But yeah, felt good in the hands, felt comfortable. Have a lot of pump in my biceps now, a lot of lactic acid. Do I have more in my forearms than usual? Hard to tell, but I do think it was harder. And at the end of the day, having your hands under stress is always good. Feels much like a standard sort of fat grip, but it's cone shaped. I think it's good. All right, we're gonna go with the mid grip now. So bring it in a little closer. This left one isn't sliding as much. Right one is. Maybe I'll try to grip it so I'm closing it a little more. Spin it around. All right, mid grip. All right, you can see the obvious difficulty then. Again, I would say it felt more comfortable to hold. Usually when I'm holding the bar, I kind of have to balance it a little bit like I'm hammer curling. With the cone grip, it allowed me to take a more complete grip. And it was definitely harder. I was at a failure point at like 46 reps. I had to have a little mid-set break. I feel more lactic acid in my biceps earlier than usual. And I think that comes down to the fact that you can only put so much effort in. Normally I'd be able to put less effort in hand and more in arm, but because my hands are increased now, I'm not feeling failure at all in my hands. I'm feeling failure fully in my bicep. But I think that's because of some of my body's energy is increased in my hands, and therefore some of my body's energy is taken away from where I'd usually be able to put more into my arms. So again, mid grip, wide grip, pretty good. Mid grip felt nice, I like that more. We've got the close grip coming up next. All right guys, final set. We're gonna go with the close grip. All right, here we go. Alrighty guys, 55 reps done. Close grip. What did I feel then? Felt a little different. Because my hands, when they come together, I can't supinate them all the way. I always take a grip like that and just balance the bar across the top of my fingers. So with the cone grip, I actually felt like on my left wrist in particular, I was starting to get fatigued in my wrist rise. And that was because with the cone grip fitting right out there over my knuckle and grip and kind of curling like this, it was feeling kind of vulnerable there. So different, but the good thing is it's comfortable on the hands. It's a soft kind of rubbery feel. Overall impression of the cone grip, I like it. I think I'll keep it. I think I'll use it for my bobbly weights from now on. Alrighty guys, that is the session done and dusted. Pretty tough session today. The volume vector was tough. I think that when I get the 1 rep max day next Wednesday, it's going to be a real solid effort to beat the 60. I think I'll beat it, but I think it's going to take a fair bit of work. The forearm connection flexors were definitely sore today. I feel like that was a bit of a carryover from the 84 kilo shoulder roll vector from on Wednesday, but by the end of the session, felt good pump. The volume in the bobbly biceps and the supersets is really important for just repair and for keeping yourself in a good enough shape that you can continue to lift heavy each one of these 1 rep max sessions. So all good. Guys, I'm going to be doing a podcast later on tonight with Neil Pickup and Rob Vigent, so make sure you guys tune into that, because whenever Neil releases it. It's going to be good. I just feel like I'm going to beat Rob. I feel like I'm going to beat Justin, and then I feel like I'm going to beat Rob. But that's next year. But we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Obviously, Zloty now, I think it's 4, maybe 5 1 Max's sessions before I depart for Poland. Couldn't come soon enough. I'm really excited. Obviously, I'm at the strongest I've ever been. And I feel healthy, feel good, and I just can't wait to make it happen. So, guys, thank you as always for the support. Very interestingly, to give you guys an update on who's leading in the polls at the moment, Vladislav Kosovskis is at first place in the poll. So as it stands right now, I'll be heading to Latvia in February to take on Vlad in a training match, but it should be good. Second place, interestingly, is Big Alex Beziazkov, Schoolboy Alex, that is, from Armwrestling TV. That'd be kind of cool too. And then third place, Crazy George. But anyway, guys, keep voting in the polls for where you want me to go. And early next year, I'm going to be taking off and having one of these matches. All right, guys, take care. Hope you're well, and I'll see you again soon.
Yes, that's a man!